got the bag, the lanyard. I'm gonna do a video on my experience at Vogue Summer School, New York City last summer. I just want to get straight into it. I just want to explain why I think it might not be worth it for everyone, and just give all the tea, give the rundown on what actually happens, my whole experience, and how I feel about the program. Okay, if you see me looking down, I literally have notes on my phone and my iPad because I just wanted to make sure I covered everything. I want to speak about everything before people spend loads and loads of money on this program. So first I want to give some context about me. Last year I went in June. I was in term 1 and I did the fashion business course. I was 17 at the time, but I was turning 18 like 2 weeks, so I'm 18 now. Always been really interested in fashion, business. I've always wanted to create my own business. Like, I have a really entrepreneurial mindset. Obviously when I saw this program I was like, oh my gosh, I want to go so bad, this is gonna be so good. I actually saw it when it was released in 2024. The first year was 2024. Last year, which is summer 2025, was like the second year of them running the program, and I actually applied for the first year, and then I applied too late. Like, they wanted a scholarship because it is expensive. It's very expensive. It's like for the residential program. It's a 2-week program. So I applied for the first year and I got in, but I got like any money off it. And obviously I'm coming from England, so like I need a bit more money off. And also my family were going on holiday, so I was like, okay, it's fine. It's the first year. I can reapply next year. Is what it is. I just won't go this year. Like, too much money. I'm not gonna go. We just chill and go on holiday with my family. Like, not that deep. Anyway, so then last year, actually on the day, I applied on the 22nd of October 2024, and I applied so early because they give out like the scholarships a first come first serve basis. So yeah, I got in obviously, and can I just say, the whole application thing, they let everyone in. I'm so sorry they let everyone in because they asked for grades. They asked for, why do you want to go to school, this, that, blah, blah. Everyone in who can pay. That's the real of it. No one actually gets rejected, let's be so real. So in June 2025, June last year, I packed my bags. I was like, I'm going to New York. I'm going to a fashion school. Like, get on my level because you don't get it. I had like my school exam. I'm gonna say like last high school because I feel like a lot of Americans are gonna be watching this, but I had like my last school exam. I finished school last summer. So the program started on the 8th of June for me and it ended on the 20th of June. And I got there on the 10th of June just because like I had my exam. I got there on the 10th of June and they had only done the first day of lessons, and also like on the first night they just doing like a little social introductory evening. Cool. Okay, my camera just switched. I don't know if it's like changed position, but first I wanted to like the first impressions, all of that. Just say the staff was so nice there. Like the staff who were working with the, not like the teachers are nice too, but the staff, like the dorm people who checked on your dorm, they were so nice. Like, I loved them all. Dorm wise, some people are complaining about dorms, but I literally went to boarding school, so I'm used to all that. And I thought the dorms were quite nice, to be fair. Like, it was just university campus, Hayes campus in Manhattan. It was great. But yeah, so I arrived late. On the first lessons, they did like a trip to a store anyway, so it wasn't really that deep and there wasn't that much to catch up on. And I got my little tote bag. I was so excited. I went to dorm. Oh, actually, funny story. I went to my dorm and I saw it had like boys' names on it, and I was, is this a girls' dorm? They were like, oh, sorry, like this is not a girls' dorm. So then I had to like redo my whole dorm thingy. But I ended up in the dorm with some really chill people, so it was actually yeah, nice. But I know some people who did not like their dorm mates. Like, it is what it is. Some people with their friends, so they were in the dorm with their friend, or yeah, but that was just like the aspect of it. Now I'm gonna go into what like the program, the expectation that I had for the program versus, okay, so obviously this Vogue, I thought it was gonna be serious. Like, I was ready to, I wanted something that I can't learn just from YouTube, from Google, like I'm coming to Vogue. That's why it's $7,000. Like, you better teach me stuff I've never had before ever in my life. So I thought it would be like elite education, like quite challenging material and things I've never heard before. And then also lots of like industry access to people. Don't get me, speakers did come and speak to us, but like it was not like you just suddenly all these opportunities, which I completely understand. Obviously, if you want something, you have to work hard for it and network for it. But there are thousands, I don't even know if there's thousands, but hundreds of girls who also try to speak to the speaker afterwards. And like, you don't get the industry access, like fashion access that you'd expect to have with a program with such a high cost. But in regards to like the actual learning, I did fashion business, so fashion media, fashion styling. Fashion styling, they did like styling, and then they did a group at the end. Fashion media, it was they were looking into like the magazine, how the magazine is actually like all the articles, all of that. And lots of people did fashion business naturally. Lots of people want to start their own fashion businesses, which I love that. I love that for the girls. But so what we had was 9:30. So we had a guest speaker come in, and it was a lecture, and those were good, but they were 3 hours long. Imagine someone speaking at you for 3 hours. It got a bit, but it was good to hear from like speakers. It was pretty cool. Like, it was alright, you know. But also a lot of feedback gave, like our cohort gave, and loads of people complaining it was just way too long. Like, you could not sit listen to someone 3 hours and talk at you whatever the subject is. Well, maybe you can, but not in a room just like stuffed full of gals. Sorry, I'm actually saying full of gals. There were actually boys there. Let me not be so rude. There were boys there who were fashion fashion baddies. They knew it all. So let me not just say love everyone. I met some really cool girls, really cool boys. So yeah, say just girls. But and then we had lunch break from to 1:30. And then at lunch break, there's a canteen, so you can go to a canteen. But like naturally, I'm in New York. Like, I ended up so much money because I'm trying to try all the different the local shops. Oh my gosh, I love Juice Generation. Juice Generation. Strawberry seed, that is, yeah. And then from 1:30 to 4:30 we had lessons with like our teacher. All the content was like quite, and all the teachers did not the content themselves. Like, Vogue gave them the content, and it was the exact same content in each of the lessons, which I guess is like kind of fair, because if you have a teacher, then it's kind of deep, like if you're all learning different stuff. But it was well bath about all the same content. And in regards to like fashion business, I studied business as like one of my core subjects in year 12 and year 13. So half of the stuff they were talking about was really, everything was really, really basic. Like, I can access all the resources now. And like, I have all the notes, the PowerPoints. Actually, if you guys want access to that, I can literally send it to you. I'm gonna put a Google form. I'm not gonna do access to the platform because that's probably like illegal. But I'll just tell you everything. I like everything because it was all like quite basic. So I would say definitely if you're 17 or 18, like, maybe you should go. I feel like it's for younger people for that basic knowledge, because everything that they taught us, it could literally be googled. Half of the resources they gave us, they were just like these A4 paper sheets. I just fill out ones like, what is a brand? five five logistics for a brand. Like, it was basic. The homework, so you've got homework every day, but it was not serious. It was not serious at the project for fashion business. It was a group create your own brand. Okay. Okay. You know what? It was fun. Like, with my group, with my part. I thought it was gonna be more than this, guys. Like, what do you mean 7,000? I didn't pay. I got 3,000 off, but 4,000 including, not including flights, not including spending money. And do you mean I paid to do a group project on how to create a fashion brand? Or not even how to, just create a brand. I can do that at home. I can do that in England. But separately, yeah, it's just not challenging the content. It was basic. Yeah. I'm willing to share the resources on the Google form if you want any of the resources. If you just think the program's too expensive for you and you don't want to go, but you still want to learn about what we learned, because I don't want to do a whole nother video on it because I feel like that's like overstepping boundaries. But it's really basic. If you haven't done independent learning yourself on like creating a business or creating a brand, like it might be helpful. But you can Google it. Half of the resources they gave us were literally like Vogue articles from the website. So you can do all that research yourself. You do not need to spend $7,000 on a course for that. Also, going to the guest speakers, they were good, but it was all very surface level. Like it wasn't any true skill development, I'd say. So that's a little critique on the learning and like the actual course. But I'm not gonna completely the program, you know. Like it was in New York City. Did I say if it wasn't in New York, people would be messaging for refunds because the location carried just like being in the city. I literally love New York so much. That was my first time going and I loved it so much. But if you really think about it, the money you spent on that program, you could have gone to New York yourself with your friends, done loads of shopping. You couldn't even have money to go back home, chill, like me especially because I'm international. Like I still had to pay for my flights. You could have got a little Airbnb with that money, and then you could have done the research yourself. You did not have to go to that program. What I will say is that obviously the Vogue brand name is really established, so you can like milk it, I guess. If you're applying for something, you can be like, I went to Vogue summer school. You can milk it maybe, but it really is not worth it. Like you do not get an I don't want to say it's, I think it's not worth it. You don't get an actual qualification, just get a paper certificate. Paper certificate of completion, cute. And then what else? We have like a closing. You just sat there like, you sat there like, it's like, yeah, well, everyone said name out loud, blah blah blah. And then we also went on Vogue to Condé Nast, which is like where the Vogue is. And then we also went to the so I'd say those were quite good. Like those were fun just to like get out the, like you know, naturally if you're into it, then they're like, oh, we're going on a trip. Like yeah, I want to go on a trip. I do not want to sit in the classroom all day. But yeah, so those were fun to do like in your little, I like to go to the Met. I didn't have to go to a program for that. You can literally go to the Met yourself. But the Condé Nast offices, that was also cool. And I know some people like got a glimpse of Anna Wintour, so if you want to pay something for a glimpse of Anna Wintour, like fair guys. And then also there were activities like, okay, so on Thursday you could literally go outside the boundary, but activities as well that they planned, sometimes it was a bit chaotic, and like for me and not some other people, you did end up going to activities that they planned, like you would just do it yourself. So you can look at that of the activities on like the portal and literally just copy it, but go yourself with yourself, like go with the instructors in a big group, because that's just kind of okay. So in regards to like social life and people, I thought it was fun. Like I see there were lots of great people. wait. Let me look in. Okay, so someone obviously like really rich. Some of them are snobby and they're just like into earth. I don't know whether I was just like, because I'm like very grounded person, so I was just like damn. But lots of the people I met were really chill. There's those people there, so it's like it's valid. You're gonna find someone. You're gonna find people who like even dormies. They were really chill. And so yeah, it's a mix of people who actually don't want to be there. Really weird. I found it weird. I was like, you don't want to be here for real. It was like they just wanted to be here for the TikTok. I have to say it because posting TikToks about it and all that stuff was basically just a viral cheat code. I was like, oh my gosh, dancing with my friends at Vogue Summer School. Like it was just a viral cheat code, like theirs, guys. But I wouldn't say I would be like, yeah, I'm just gonna put it up there. I don't know much about people, but you also like have to put yourself out there. You have to like make it obvious and talk to people and stuff. If you're like shy, it might be a bit hard. But yeah, you have to put yourself out there, talk to people, and just be like push yourself for the 2 weeks, because yeah, because 2 weeks is long, and I'm used to going to boarding school, but some people got like homesick, they wanted to go home, all that stuff. Some people actually came to New York with them, mine didn't, so they went to stay with them for the weekend, which is completely valid. Like if you miss your family, you miss your family. So yeah. and there was a curfew. I think on weekdays was 9:30, and on the weekend it was 10, and it was fun. Like I love New York, as I said, like I love it so much. I was Times Square. I was doing all the gallivanting. It was great. It was really fun. But yeah, so that's like I just want to talk about biggest, which is the opportunity cost and maybe the expectation versus reality. So the reason why is because I wanted to get a foot into the fashion industry, and I would just say that like 6,000, 7,000, 8,000 could, if you look at like the opportunity cost of what it could get you, you could go traveling and meet people through that way. You could literally create. I'm not even joking. You literally get the stock for a fashion brand yourself and use the money that you spend to gallivant in that program and just do the research for yourself. Google, YouTube. Like obviously researching stuff isn't gonna be easy, but paying £6,000, £7,000 to go to a program where they put all the basics on plate for you that you could have googled, like you literally could have wiki how'd it. Like I just wouldn't say it's worth, but if again, I'm gonna say who it is worth it for. So if you're like you nothing about fashion at all, like you haven't done any of your own research, blah blah blah, you don't know anything business. If you're doing fashion business, maybe don't do it. Like if you're doing fashion media, maybe it's a bit more valid, either because you're learning about magazines. So I feel like it'll be harder to actually learn that from Google. But regarding business information is everywhere, guys. Everyone wants to be an entrepreneur. Everyone wants to have their own business. Like it's everywhere. It's all you need to do is quick Google search, quick YouTube, a few videos. You do not need to spend £6,000 and go to New York. But so I would say, like, it's really great if you just want an experience where you can go to New York, you can meet new people, and yeah, like just meet new people, go to New York. But also, you might not even meet people. Know people who I spoke to, and they had not made any friends. Like they did not like anyone they met. But let me not say that because that's a bit. But and also if you're younger, but obviously there were loads of older girls as well because I was 17 at the time, turning 18. So like there were lots of people my age too. But I feel like the content that they do is not challenging enough. If you're older, like if you're 17 or 18, or they need to split up the classes. So it's like 15-year-olds, 17, 18-year-olds in different classes so they can do more challenging content and they can just tailor it more, you know? And then I would say, yeah, go if money is not an issue. If you have money is not an issue, go to summer camp every year and you're like, oh my gosh, let me do this summer camp at this time. Let's not go to Wilderness Warriors. Let's go to Vogue. Yeah, like do it. Do it. But even maybe not do it because like 3 hours, 3 hours you have to be interested if you're gonna sit there. I would say do it, girl. Like spend your money if you're trying to boo, if you're bored and like it's not that deep. Um, and also if you just like you just want to sneak peek into very small, very very okay. I actually feel like I'm being too harsh. We'll see. But if you want actual experience, so you can like experience that will give you transferable skills, I would just say go to the store and literally just ask to like volunteer there. Try and get an internship. Obviously, I know to get internships you need experience, so that's some people have done that. But like, do any like yeah, go and work in a retail store, get experience. Blah blah blah. You can rent those more than I feel like you can rent skills from here, from the program. And I would say if you like have to raise it to go, like it's your last penny, you're hustling, you're like, oh my gosh, we do not have 7,000, don't forget it. Forget it because if you're gonna spend your last penny there going, like you're not gonna enjoy it at all because it will literally just feel like a waste. Like it's gonna feel like a slap in your face. Hello. So I'm gonna put that to the side. Yeah, and if you're like really high achieving and you need something challenging and you're like 17, it's really fun. Like if you just yeah, it's fun. but it's not worth the price tag. If you want to fish out the price because you just want to go to New York, like, I hear it, because same. I just wanted to go to New York, low-key. Obviously, I want to learn about fashion and business because that's what I'm interested in, but like, if you just want to use 7,000 to go to New York in a protected environment, like, it's valid. So, what I'm going to say is, it's not a scam, but it is overpriced and it's definitely a luxury go. You shouldn't feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't go, like, how am I gonna get experience in the fashion industry? Like, all these people are going. You'll be fine. Be so fine. I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, prestige was with the name, like the program. I don't even know if there's that much with the program. It doesn't actually equal education. Lots of basic stuff, lots of basic resources used, and I would just say, like, you could do this, and it wasn't, the learning was not worth 7,000. And trust me, I literally believe courses and knowledge being so important. Like, I would definitely pay for a course because there's stuff that people can teach you that you can never just. But in regards to this program, this, not this course. Again, I'm actually cracking myself up. I'm cracking myself up. But yeah, that was my experience. That was a little yap session. That was literally say this for so long, but I felt like I didn't want to say it because I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot say this out loud after spending so much money. But like, it was really fun. I feel like I'm contradicting myself. It was fun. The learning wasn't worth it. If you wanted to New York for 7,000, get a protected experience, money isn't an issue, of course go. If you wanna, you're like really wanna be a fashion girly, wanna have a fashion business, like so motivated, you're really like high achieving, you don't have so cool 7,000 lying around, don't go. Go, and you can go to New York anytime. Let's be so honest. Like, you can go to New York time. So yeah, that's my little video. Yeah, if you want me to send you the like resources and everything I learned, because I've got a day, I literally wrote it down in my notion. I've got like day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, 6, blah blah blah. Like everything I learned, like the resources they gave, like everything. I've got it all written down. So if you'll not go summer or you think it's too expensive for you, literally just fill out my Google form. I'll email it to you guys. Just so you can like learn it yourself and do it yourself, because if you don't really care about like the whole Vogue and like the flexing of social and the being in New York aspect, then you can literally learn it with. So I will literally just, I'll give you the whole lowdown, but yeah, just fill it out and I'll send over a little email. But yeah, that was fun. That's so fun. I love subscribe for more. Like, and also comment if you are going. I hope I didn't put you off. You can still have a really good time. Yeah, it's still really fun. Just make sure you're networking. And then if you really wanted to go but it's expensive, comment if you just really like fashion. Lots of love.